Hello again. First off, I want to say Merry Christmas to everybody. I hope they had a great holiday. If you've watched my first two videos, which I just put out the second one today, I'm going to do the third one now. You got your guitar, you know what your goals are, your dedications are or your aim is for learning how to play guitar. And the second video kind of went over tuning, so this guitar right here is tuned E standard. Let's get into where you should start at as far as learning to play guitar. So when I got my guitar and I started learning and stuff, I didn't know this, but people kept telling me I need to practice simple scales and exercises. So if what we start with is our four fingers right here, being on the top four strings there, in between all the frets. I'll try to show that as much as possible. So these bars going across are frets. So one of our fingers in each one of them. Okay. And simply what you're going to do, this is one of the exercises or practices that you should probably do on a daily basis until you get faster at it, use a metronome and stuff. Probably if you're first starting to play, have it at a really low speed. Even if you don't have one, you can still do this and stuff and just work on the exercises. This is where you're going to start getting those finger pains. Your muscles and stuff are going to start working out from doing this because these are shapes that your fingers are probably not used to yet. So the first thing you're going to do is strum the top string, which should be an E right there. The next thing you're going to do is put your first finger down. Just that first finger right there, as close to the fret as you can. Strum that one. Then your middle finger, then your next finger, and your pinky. So pretty much. Now when you're doing this, if you watch this hand, as you're doing this, each strum, I'm going back and forth. And I'm not grabbing a lot of the string, but just enough to vibrate the string. When I first started and stuff, I was doing kind of the same thing as what most people may end up doing, which is, and you can do it either way. It's good exercise to get used to either going up and down, or because there are songs out there where you end up at E string right there. And I'm using my palm against the string, just barely on it, and it kind of mutes it a little bit. So you can kind of tell the difference, but that's pretty much the first part. Then go down one string, and then just do the same thing. Down the next string, down the next string, down the next string, the very bottom string at this point. So that's one exercise. Just now, I don't expect you, if you're just picking up a guitar for the first time, to be able to go that fast, but that's kind of the first exercise right there you're going to be working on. Let me readjust my camera here so maybe you can see my fingers a little better. Sorry. So yeah, open, first finger, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, all right behind the frets. And it should sound just like that if you get your guitar tuned just properly. At least for E standard anyways. So this open string right here, that's an E. First finger down, it's an F. Then you go to F sharp, G, then G sharp. If you don't know what that means, you can easily YouTube or look up notes on a guitar. And you might be able to find a diagram and stuff that shows all the notes all the way down the guitar. When you do that, you'll find that coming to this 12th fret right here, so we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Now my finger's on the top of that, so the 12th one is actually below my finger. But on the 12th fret, it'll be a higher pitch, but it'll be the same note. And it'll sound exactly the same, except for being a higher pitch. The reason that is because once you get down to this point, everything from here to that point, then past, starts repeating. So this part of the guitar right here is exactly the same as this part of the guitar as far as the notes are concerned. Now the guitar may vary a little bit depending on how many frets you actually have down here at the bottom. I think this one's 22. There are some that are 24, some that are 18, but when you're first learning and stuff, focus on this right here. And getting these positions right here, there may be a little bit of a stretch for your pinky. That's one muscle you're going to have to start working on building up. When I first started playing, I was having problems with these two fingers wanting to come down at the same time. I've been at this for 3 or 4 months and stuff, so I've gotten some practice into it and I've gotten used to it. I think currently right now I can normally do this at a good steady pace and not make too many mistakes at about 175 beats per minute, between 150 and 175. If you go down to the next string though, the next string, when you strum it, it's open. First finger down is actually an A sharp. See, I'm on the wrong string right there. So it's A sharp, B, C, C sharp. Now you notice I skipped the B sharp. Again, you're going to have to look into or do some research and stuff to understand why that is. I'm not a teacher. I can explain it, but I'm not going to. I looked it up myself and stuff. Why is there no B sharp between a B and a C? Or why is there no E sharp, like up here, goes from E to F, between the E and F? If you're not too concerned about that, that's fine, but knowing the notes of the guitar will help you when you're trying to play with other people or you're trying to sing your own song and play at the same time. The next string down, which would be the third string, it starts with a D. D, D sharp. I think I said that right, but yeah, D, D sharp, E, F. And the next string down starts with a G. G, G sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, B. And the next string down, it starts with a B. B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp. And then the bottom string is the same as the top string. But get used to using that string anyways and stuff, because that's a much smaller string. So that's where that finger pain is going to start playing its role, if your fingers aren't used to the strings yet. And it doesn't take a lot of pressure. You just got to basically push down on far enough to get that sound. You don't have to press really hard. When you have soft skin though, you'll think that you are pressing kind of hard, and you may be. Once you get the calluses built up on your fingers though, that'll be so much easier to do. So again, E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, B, B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp. Now I'm taking online courses and stuff using just in guitar. Music theory kind of explains this as well. So if you have those questions and stuff and you don't mind spending a little bit of money and stuff, I think it's like $5 a month for me. I spend that money right there. I'm taking the courses. I've done a little bit of the videos today and stuff to try to learn a little bit more every day. That's what I was doing when I was trying to wake up. But eventually you'll end up getting to the point where after, it may take a month, may take 2 months, just depends on how much time you spend practicing this. And this is one of those things where the first 2, maybe 3 weeks and stuff, you're only going to be able to do this for about 15 minutes to a half hour before you get that finger pain, unless you're already used to that, unless you already got calluses built up on your fingers. But And then once you get to that point, you can actually go backwards. Another exercise. So, forwards, putting your fingers down on each fret, all the way down the strings, backwards the other way around. You can switch it up if you want to where you're going back and forth. You can mix it up however you want to. I would start with one way first, get used to that, then move on to another way, get used to that, then go back to the first way. Kind of try to get yourself used to one way first a little bit, and go to another way. You get bored of it or whatnot, and kind of mix it up a little bit. Now, there's not a whole lot of songs I know in this particular position, but there is one simple intro song that I do know. If you want to kind of try to get used to this. Pretty Woman. Let me get that right first. Do that again. Now, you notice that my first finger was right here. So it doesn't have to consistently be up here. If you want to slide down one and do the exercises and practices from right here, you can. In fact, I encourage it. Go to this spot right here. Obviously, you're going to ring the first string open. But once you slide down, if you jump from open string to closed string, it's not so much of a practice, but it is. But you get used to your first finger always being the first one down and the first string you strum. So there's another practice right there, and then you can go backwards through that too. If you want to make the attempt as a beginner player and stuff, I don't really suggest this right off the bat, but if you want to make the attempt, what's known as barring a fret, so my first finger is actually on every one of those strings going down that first fret right there. And then you can just try to use your next three fingers to go down and back up. It's a little bit trickier exercise. I'm not quite used to it yet, but it'll help with the muscles, getting them used to it. So like I said, I'm not quite used to it myself yet, but yes, it's another good exercise you can do. The most common ways that people exercise is either with the open and then maybe move down to the next fret. And you'll find as you get farther down, your fingers don't stretch as much. But you need to get used to stretching your fingers, and these are just positions your fingers are going to have to work on getting used to. It's the muscles in your fingers, the tendons, and all that stuff. They will work in those positions. When I first started, mine didn't. You're going to have to just build up to that. So that's pretty much the start of it right there. You just constantly, so if you get bored of doing it and stuff, watch a movie, do some research online or whatnot and stuff. If you see somebody doing something, trying to mimic what they're doing a little bit, this is one of the scales that they'll use. So first finger is pretty much across these strings right here, but you only use one string at a time. So, and then you simply go to the next string. And see, so the first one, it was my pinky. The second one was my middle finger. My ring finger, sorry. So that is what's known as a pentatonic scale right there. They're part of it. But yes, that's something else you can sit there and practice. Using your fingers in multiple different ways on these strings and stuff is what starts your goals as far as trying to learn how to play guitar. And the more I play it and stuff on a routine basis or a daily basis, if I keep going through this and stuff, I'll continuously get faster and faster at it. But when I first started and stuff, I couldn't speed up at all. It was just very slow through it. Every day when you go back to this and stuff, you'll notice you can start doing them a little bit faster every day. The metronome is what I would saying before and stuff that will show your progress, because as you're doing this, you speed it up 1 or 2 beats or whatever, however many beats per minute, and you'll notice that you're doing it faster without making mistakes. But the idea is to continuously, repetitively go through this over and over and over. Just like a basketball player continues to shoot hoops all day long and dribble basketball and just learning to maneuver the basketball around all the time, or a football player continuously throwing the football all the time, or catching, or whatnot. This is just repetitive motion, just like what they do all the time. You want to be good, you got to continue practicing, put the dedication into it, put the time into it, and work at it. Something else you can work on too, besides just going up and down the strings this way. So, and this is something I was doing before, or earlier today, but so when you get to that right there, notice that I stopped just before this dot right here. So take your hand, slide it down to where your first finger is on that dot now. And do it all over again. So go to the next dot down until you get down to that 12th fret where those 2 dots are. So and then backwards if you want. And through all the strings. Now, if I'm going too fast, you can always stop or pause the video and stuff, rewind it and check it again. But you can go through all the strings like that. Or you can go and, there's other people that does the same thing and stuff, all these exercises and everything. You can go check out one of their videos. Maybe they'll have a better camera angle so that you can see what they're doing a little bit better if you can't see what I'm doing too well. So yes, this can be, like I said, you can go down the strings this way, up the strings, change frets, go down the guitar and then back up the guitar in the same way, or you can change it up. That's what I was doing earlier today, and just sitting there practicing and practicing and practicing. So that would be the first part of learning how to play guitar. Getting your fingers used to being on these frets. You're also going to struggle with, at the same time, which string this hand right here is picking at the time. If you don't have a pick, you can still use your thumb. I'm trying to get used to that myself. Now, I'm not doing the up and down because I'm not completely used to using just my fingers to pick with. I'm used to using the pick all the time. And you don't have to grab a lot of the string. Just to, I mean, normally when you're picking and stuff, only maybe that much of the pick, the very tip of the pick, is just hitting the string. You know, it's about the same way with your skin if you're using your thumb. So give that a try. Use those exercises right there. If you kind of get bored of it and stuff, do the research on YouTube or on the net, or watch a movie or something like that in between commercials, between movies or whatnot. Pick up your guitar and try it again a few times. And if you continuously do this throughout a day, and then daily or weekly, you'll notice that you're going to end up getting better. If you take a day off, it's not a big deal. If you go about a week without playing, though, you're going to find you're going to have to kind of backtrack a little bit and then go back to it. But you won't forget it right off the bat. So to get this down and get it real good, like I said, it just depends on how much time you spend doing this. If you spend 4 hours doing it a day, you should have it down within a week or 2. If you only spend 1 hour a day doing it, it may take you 3 weeks. It just depends on how much time you have. That's where I was talking in my first video and second video both about dedication. Focus on playing instead of playing video games or whatever else and stuff that consumes your time, or that you're just doing and stuff that where you can be playing this and try to get to your goals on playing guitar. So that'll be it for this video. Hopefully that was very helpful. If you have any comments or questions, please let me know, or ask somebody, or research it yourself and stuff, and you'll find. I'll put another video out there later on and stuff, furthering the knowledge that I currently have from the last 3 or 4 months that I've been playing. So, thank you.